Hey YouTube, Playmaker here to walk you through our Week 1 matchup of the TBL Season 3 against the New York Empoleons, coached by Goldoa Dragon himself. And just because we have to face our first 3 opponents 2 times, possibly 3 times, I'm actually just going to skip the team builder and just jump right into the battle. And so I actually decided to lead off with Raichus and get the Trick Room up. I should have expected the Clay Doll lead, just because it gets Stealth Rock and all that. And it would have been a great opportunity for me to actually set up with Mimikyu. But I actually was thinking that he was going to lead off with Mega Lopunny, get a fake out off, kind of scope what I was trying to do with what I was trying to lead with, if I'm staying in with that lead or if I'm switching out of my lead. And he basically gets off his strategy here. He gets a Stealth Rock and he gets off the Reflect. But I sent Malamar in just so I can try to knock off some items. And I was actually a bit surprised to see the Clay Doll set up a Reflect, and since I came in without a Defogger, I knew this Clay Doll would be trouble. And I was caught a bit off guard when I saw that the Tapu Lele was not holding a standard item, which meant that it was holding a Z Crystal. So I have no idea what to expect. So I ended up going for Destiny Bond, thinking that he's just going to kill me with a Moonblast, but he ends up going for the big boy Z move, and I was actually a little bit surprised by this because this did not actually kill. And so, yeah, it was just great animations with this Z move. I've actually never been the victim of this Z move, so I am seeing this for the first time in a really long time. And so I tried my luck with a double Destiny Bond, but that actually just does not work. And then he goes for Hidden Power or whatever. I have no idea what that is. I'm guessing it's ground because otherwise my Heatran would just wall this thing. And so I send in Greninja, and I'm hoping he stays in, and I'm just going to get it off a Gunk Shot. And this is actually a really important play, one of the most critical plays. I had to essentially decide if he was staying in or switching out, because I'm choice scarfed. So if he actually switched out into like Wheezing or something, then that would not have been good at all for me, and I would have had to switch out from there. And I reveal that I'm choice scarf here because I outspeed his Jolteon, and a Gunk Shot would have normally killed if there was no Reflect, but there was a Reflect, and that just kind of threw off my entire calculation there. And he sends in the Wheezing. I have to switch out. This Wheezing actually just completely walls me. So here comes Heatran. And now I'm able to get my Stealth Rock up after he lays out a layer of Toxic Spike. So he withdraws the Wheezing, and he goes into Entei, which was a good play on his part. And you're going to see why. And so I'm actually going to Earth Power him after he hits me with an Extreme Speed. And at this point, I'm thinking that Heatran doesn't really have much use for me anymore, just because there's not really anything specific that I'd need this thing to take down, because the Raichus handles the Wheezing as already, and I don't need Heatran specifically to take down the Wheezing. And then Heatran would have died to Mega Lopunny or one of these other big monsters anyways. And so, yeah, sending a Greninja was a very unnecessary sacrifice. Yeah, I mean, I guess I just wasn't thinking. As soon as I sent it in my Greninja, I just completely remembered that, oh, Entei gets Extreme Speed. And I also just didn't want to get my Raichus damaged from this Entei. So I just stayed in with Greninja and just let Greninja take the hit. He switches out Entei. I get out off the Trick Room. But I realize that this Clay Doll is going to wall me, and I can't do anything about it. And so he's probably going to get a free Reflect up. And so now I'm here. I'm slower than this Clay Doll because of the Trick Room. And so at this point, I'm like, all right, you know what? We're just going to set up the Swords Dance, and then we are going to Z move this stupid clay doll and hopefully kill this thing. Because I have no idea how much damage this this attack can do, especially with the Reflect Up. But whatever it is, it's gonna hurt. And I'm just hoping that he does not switch into Mega Lopunny. He doesn't. He just goes for another Earthquake trying to kill my Mimikyu. And that is actually going to be the end of Claydol, because I'm going to go for the Z Shadow Claw right after I take this Earthquake from Claydol. Shadow Claw Jutsu! Yeah, and so this Claydol is just going to get wrecked right here. And yeah, it's it just didn't stand a chance. And so Mimikyu picks up a kill right here. And now he sends in the Weezing, and at this point, I'm thinking, well, I can either try to save the differential or just let my Mimikyu go down. And I decide, all right, whatever, Mimikyu, you've done your job. You can go down. I just am like so cautious. This is my first TBL match ever. I've never been in a draft league before. I've never done anything like this. Even like all these YouTube commentary videos are new for me. So I am just thinking, you know, I'm going to try to win this game no matter what. And so I set up the Trick Room. I get off the Psychic. I'm faster than the Jolteon because of Trick Room. And so he sends in Entei, and I think he actually calced out how much an Earth Power would have done, and then for this Entei to come in on rocks. I think that's the only explanation as to how that Fiji Berry came in when it did. And so I'm actually just going to set up Calm Minds, well, one Calm Mind, and then go for the Psychic next turn. He misses the Sacred Fire. That's an unfortunate miss. He goes for the Extreme Speed just to get some damage off, and then I'm just going to Psychic this thing. And now he's going to send in the Weezing, and his only other Pokemon is Mega Lopunny. So essentially, Reuniclus just sweeps here. Oh, excuse me. He sends in the Mega Lopunny first, and this is just going to die. He actually told me he didn't have the Fake Out on the Mega Lopunny just because of Tapu Lele's Psychic Terrain being a conflicting ability with Mega Lopunny. So I guess he figured that having priority on Entei was enough already. So that's fair. And now I'm actually going to just set up the Trick Room to avoid any Destiny Bond shenanigans and just preserve this 2-0 lead. And I'll actually take it. It's you know, it's my first ever draft league match I've ever played. And so yeah, I mean, I will take the 2-0. Like, especially against Goldoa Dragon, who was the runner-up in the league last year. So it's a big victory. It's a huge victory. We start off 1-0. It's a great start. I think there are 9 regular season games, and then it comes to the playoffs. And yeah, playoffs should be fun. Top 4 teams go in from each division, and hopefully we can snag a win for the championship. The thing that I wanted to say was that I could have easily made this a 4-0 victory, right? Like, I could have saved Mimikyu. I could have saved Greninja if I was just thinking right, but I did not want to risk anything, right? I was more concerned about the win than the differential. And if I just started trying to save every Pokemon that I have, then I probably would have. I'm sorry. I mean, I can't say that I would have lost for sure. I mean, there's in fact, like, I feel like Reuniclus pretty much shut down his whole team, at least the team that he brought today. Like, just Reuniclus just dominated. Like, it handles the Jolteon, handles the Entei, it handles the Mega Lopunny, and it handles the Weezing. So I mean, I'll take it. Right? It's not like the cleanest victory that I had, and I think this probably will be the sloppiest victory that I have going forward. I'm just hoping that I don't make any misplays, especially because next week we face one of the toughest teams in the St. Louis Charizards, coached by Hef Nasty. And I actually know Hef Nasty from the Snowpoint League, and he a mix of bulk, he has a mix of hyper offense. He has a Mega Charizard as well, and we definitely have to watch out for that. We have to watch out for some of these other threats, like he has an Azelf, he has a Lucario, he has a Tapu Fini, which is going to be a pain in the butt to deal with, just because it's just so bulky, right? Like, I am hoping whatever it is that I bring just gets rid of it quickly. Like, I just don't want to deal with dumb bulk. And so that's kind of like the most I'll go into with team previews. And I was saying earlier that I'm not going to do team building for these first 3 opponents because we faced them twice. And that could ultimately decide like 3 to 5 games going forward if I did team builders and then my opponent was able to see what I was trying to do. And then from there, my opponent was like, oh, so he was preparing for this Pokemon with this set. Well, I'm actually not going to bring that Pokemon with that set and just actually bring something else. Like, I just don't want my opponent doing that, you know? And I'm not even sure if I'm going to do team builders at all for any of my games, just because it is a little bit lengthy of a process as well. But you know what? I guess I'll do it. I'll do it for week 4 to, I think, 6. I'll do team builders for then. But in any case, I am actually going to get up on out of here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Your support is greatly appreciated, and hopefully we can bring home a trophy to Atlanta, because, well, Atlanta really needs one. And with that being said, I'm going to get up on out of here. This is Playmaker here, signing out.